What's packing, all my beautiful Packer backers and NFL enthusiasts? It's your boy Godchild, first of his name, back with a brand new video for the What's Packing Sports Show channel. We talking Tyreek Hill and DAVANTE Adams. Who is the best? It's time to settle it once and for all. I see this topic come up all the time on Packers Twitter, and I feel like it's about time for me to weigh in officially. I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Hit that notification bell so you are made aware of whenever I'm dropping brand new videos. Please smash that like button, man, and give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. And last but not least, drop some comments down below. Now, on to the main topic of discussion. DAVANTE Adams versus Tyreek Hill. Who's the best? You know, me personally, I think it's debatable. But if you ask Packers Twitter, majority of the Packers Twitter that I see, they say that they feel like DAVANTE Adams is the best receiver in the game, and it's not even a question. It's blasphemous to suggest anybody else. But I feel like the numbers and the eyeball tests tell a different story. On the year, Adams has played 10 games. He's catching the ball at a 75% completion. He has 91 receptions, 1,144 yards, and 14 touchdowns. In his best game, he had 13 catches for 196 and 2 touchdowns. Now, on the other side, Tyreek Hill, also known as the Cheetah, is catching the ball at a 66% clip. He has 74 receptions for 1,079 yards, 13 touchdowns, and he did all of this in 12 games. He missed the game. I'm not sure why, but when I looked up the stats, he was, I think, week 10 or something was missing. Hill's best game was a 269-yard performance off 13 receptions, in which he had 3 touchdowns on that day. So even on their best days, I mean, DAVANTE Adams, he fell short. Hill outperformed him on their best day by 100 yards. And really, that's why I want to start the conversation, because I think Hill is the most explosive player in the NFL. And excuse me, we all know you can't teach speed. And, you know, when I compare him to DAVANTE Adams by I wouldn't say he's explosive, but he's athletic. And for his size, he's got good speed. I don't think he's a fast guy, but I think he is very good off of the release. He gets great separation. He's probably the best route runner in the NFL. He's an excellent leaper. He has like a 40-inch vertical. His hands, I would give them like he's an A. He's an A in the hands department. He struggled with some drops early in his career, but as of late, man, he's been pretty solid, man. He has a couple of drops every year, but, you know, so does everybody. So fuck that. But, you know, DAVANTE, I feel like he plays faster than he probably runs in the 40, but I don't think you can put him in the same category as Tyreek Hill. I don't think there's very few people in that category as Tyreek Hill who ran fast, but to me, he even plays faster than he ran in his 40 time. And when people talk about the best receivers, like, I think they really want to get into the nuances of route running and understand and the route tree and the releases, and all that's important. And that's stuff that you learn over time. That's stuff that you are taught. But the one thing that you can't teach is speed. And that's, to me, is just something I can't overlook when it comes to this conversation about who's the best wide receiver. And why I feel like it's not just as cut and dry as saying DAVANTE Adams is the best in the discussion. Like, I just pulled up the numbers for you. DAVANTE Adams has 17 more receptions than Tyreek Hill. And Hill only trails Adams by 65 yards, bro. 1,144 minus 1,000 79. That's 65 yards. That's literally like one play. So when you break down how explosive Tyreek Hill is and how he can literally on any play take the ball to the house. He scored today, being what day is today? It was the December 13th. He scored on an end around like 30 something yards on the end around, or one of those little jet sweep plays that the Packers be running but never really have success on. Tyreek Hill scored on one of those plays where he just basically got around the defensive end, shot up the sideline, was able to just run past the linebackers and basically tiptoe into the end zone like on a tightrope as he outran the last defender. And it's like Davante Adams can't do that. I'm sorry. Like Davante Adams, yeah, he's physical. He'll stiff arm somebody. He's definitely tough as nails over the middle. And I'll say that Davante Adams has a more that he can run every single route on the tree. Okay? He's got the best release in the game. He's the best route runner in the game. But it's just something to be said for how explosive and how fast Tyreek Hill is that you can't teach. And for him to have 17 less receptions, 91 minus 74. For him to have 17 less receptions, yet to only be trailing by one touchdown and 65 total yards, I think people are really sleeping on Tyreek Hill. Now, I will give you the fact that Adams missed a couple of games. He missed 3 games. And if you just extrapolate his numbers out, Adams low-key, he could have had a shot at Michael Thomas's receptions record that he set last year. And I want to say it was Michael Thomas. He set the record. For a record, 149 receptions. Now, I'm no math whiz, but Davante Adams has 91 receptions right now. He missed 3 games. So let's just do 91 divided by 10. That's 9 a game. So 9 times 3 is 27. I want to say Davante Adams has, 100 and... What do he got right now? Currently, he's sitting at... Yeah, I said that, 91. And let's just say... But they got 3 more games left, so 9.1 times 6. That's another 54 receptions plus 91. I mean, damn. That still put him 5 shy of the record. But I mean, he would have been in striking range of the record if you just extrapolate his numbers over the course of a full season without him missing any games or getting hurt, getting injury. And that's just his average. He had a couple of 12, 13 reception games. So we know that Rodgers likes to feed Adams and that he can have 13 receptions. And he can probably have 15 receptions in a game. So Adams is having a hell of a year. He's having a hell of a year. But even with that being said, leading the league in touchdowns with 14 right now, the fact that Tyreek Hill has, like I said, 17 less receptions, and he also missed a game, and he's still only trailing Adams in the statistics category of touchdowns by 1, yards by 65. I think there is a discussion here. It's not just as simple as saying Davante Adams is the number 1 receiver in the NFL. And I'm sorry, Packers fans all over the land. I don't agree with you here. I'm too unbiased and I'm too critical, and I like to look at everything. I don't just look at the stats. I look the eye test. I'm really big on the eye test, and to me, Adams is in his 7th year, and like I said, he is up there. He has, I don't want to say he's plateaued, but he's hit his peak to me, and I don't know if he can go any higher, but I think that I don't think his skill set is going to get any better. Can his numbers continue to get better? But as far as like what he can, he's a refined, he's a finished product as a wide receiver. I mean, that you can always sort of improve little things here and there, but I think Tyreek Hill, who's in his 5th year, and he wasn't a receiver coming out of college. Like, he wasn't a bona fide receiver. He was more of just a do everything kind of guy because he was so fast. He played running back. He did kicks. He played receiver. But he's still learning. And I feel like he still has a lot he can add to his game. And if you talk about the difference between where Adams is as a receiver and where Tyreek Hill is as a receiver, just from playing the game and understanding the game and knowing how to run routes and how to, make everything look the same and all the nuances that goes into mastering the craft of wide receiver, Davante Adams is leaps and bounds ahead of Tyreek Hill, which to me speaks to Tyreek Hill's natural freakish ability for him to be so close to Davante Adams in the statistics category, while Adams is clearly the more polished, finished product when it comes to what it is to be a receiver by definition. So, I mean, with that being said, look, I'm going to put it like this. I love me some Davante Adams, and I do think he is the best route runner in the NFL. And running routes and catching passes is, it is the 1 and 2 on the job description for being a wide receiver. You got to get open, and I think he's definitely the best at getting open as far as his releases and the way he runs his routes. You got to be able to catch the pass, and he clearly does that very well. And you have to score touchdowns. To me, I feel like being a wide receiver is not just about even catching the ball. I want to see you get into the end zone, and Davante Adams does that better than anybody since, 2016 they were keeping the stats. I mean, over the last 4 or 5 years, Davante Adams has more touchdowns than anybody. So, with that being said, I think Davante Adams is the better wide receiver. But I'll say this. If I had to choose, if we were just playing, on some like a street ball or shit, even if it's just if I'm picking a team and I'm building a team and I gotta pick all of the players I want for my team, the first wide receiver I'm taking is Tyreek Hill, because I just think he's the most explosive player in the game, and at any given moment, bro, he can literally score a touchdown and he can just run past he can outrun any coverage. And I just think that little bit of that speed and that explosiveness is just too good, it's too sweet for me to pass up. You need to look yourself in the mirror, Packers fans, and ask yourself that question. If the shoe was on the other foot and Tyreek Hill was a Packer and Davante Adams was a Kansas City Chief, would you still say that Adams was the number 1 receiver in the NFL? I don't think you would. And if you say you would, I call bullshit. All right. That's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Who is it? Is it Tyreek Hill? Is it Davante Adams? Are they 1A, 1B? Or is there a clear-cut winner? Is there a clear-cut number 1 guy? As I said, if it were up to me, I say that Davante Adams is the best route runner in the NFL. He has probably top 3 hands in the NFL. And I think he has the best release in the NFL. And over the last 5 years, he has put the ball in the end zone at a higher clip than anybody else in the NFL. But if I had to choose one, I'd take Tyreek Hill, because his defense, his ability to blow the top off the defense and to outrun any coverage and to just run past defenders on these little jet sweeps and screens, and just his versatility. And if you want to, you can put him back at punt return and kick return if it came down to it. And he can also break one of those for 50, 70 yards. So let me know what you guys think again down in the comments. And until next time, go Pack, go. And remember, don't you ever forget. Don't you ever forget. The Bears still suck.